Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. This one's Advanced Locomotion System version 4 and character skills. I haven't seen any videos of anybody showing me how to do this, so I thought I'd make one. It's actually very straightforward, so it probably doesn't need a tutorial, but it's so much fun that I thought I'd do one anyway. So I only picked up character skills yesterday. And in my own project that I'm working on, I want some skills, certainly for the enemies, maybe not for myself to begin with, or the player to begin with, but yeah, I got it because I wanted to introduce some skills into the enemies. So I've been I got it yesterday. I've been working on that in the own project, but to bring it in there, I use ALS for movement, so I need to work out how to bring the two together. So I thought it'd be fun to I haven't practiced this, but I've looked at the documentation. I've had a quick fast forward through the video that's been made by the guy that makes character skills and all those other great assets like character integration, etc. that he's done, amazing stuff. So I had a quick look through that video and through the documentation and stuff, and it looks pretty straightforward because it uses a linked Anim Graph again, so that's always good. Like all these things really, in a blueprint project, you shouldn't really worry too much, because all you've got to do is look at both systems and work out which bits you want from both, and then it's how to plug it in. I know that sounds easy, but after you've been using Unreal for a while, you should be able to grasp that. I mean, in my own project, I mostly use C++ for the real project and the logic itself, but blueprints where they're appropriate, stuff like that. So the blueprints are great because you can, if you get an error, it's pretty easy to work out where, why, and fix it all. So yeah, so let's do this together from scratch. So if I make any mistakes, then you'll see me trying to figure out how to fix them, because I don't know how to do this. But it looks really straightforward. It's really well designed character skills. I think it will plug in easy. Right. Just a quick caveat on that. Obviously, Advanced Locomotion System 4 is free currently, has been for a while on the marketplace, but character skills is a paid product. So if you want to do this, then you will need to purchase character skills. Okay, right, let's crack on. So literally, this is a blank project with just Advanced Locomotion System 4 and character skills in it. And how did I do this? Well, I went to into Unreal Engine, I created a project, an ALS 4 project, and then I created a character skills project. I then opened the character skills project, and in that project I right-clicked and migrated character skills into my ALS 4 project, and then I have closed everything and opened my ALS 4 project, and lo and behold, character skills is there. You can do it however you want, but my base movement is ALS 4 in my real project, so this is the way to do it. And so if you do it that way, for instance, if we look into input, we will see that our ALS 4 inputs are here. What does that mean? That means that if I hit play, we should be able to do the standard Anim Man stuff. So that all works. Great. The very first thing I'm going to do is character skills. We're not going to use, where is it? I don't know. Well, I want the skeleton, maybe mesh. Yeah, because it's right. So the skeleton mesh we don't need because we're going to use ALS 4. So you can retarget whatever, but one of the quickest ways of doing this, if you don't want to use this tool, is literally go to delete it. Sounds crazy, but when you do that, you get the option to delete your asset and update the references to somewhere else. So we're going to update it to ALS mannequin, and then I'm just going to do replace references. Okay, click that. Are you sure you want to do all this? Because that's going to go. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Bang, off we go. Save. Now here's an important thing, often overlooked by a lot of people, but we've just changed so many references that if you don't do this next bit, you'll probably end up with a lot of errors. And that is, if you excuse me, depending on your view, you just want to be able to, if you click on this little box here, you'll get to content. Right click on content and do fix up redirectors in folder. Okay, so I'm just going to click that. And what I should have shown you was that the animations will still be white because they'll still be the character skills animations. What this is going to do is going to fix up all the redirectors and make everything back happy that it knows what's going on, because now we've changed it all to point to ALS. So we did that. I'll just save that. It does save anyway, but I'm paranoid. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I'm a bit paranoid about saving. Learned the hard way too many times. Right, character skills, character, mannequin, animations. Lo and behold, they're all blue now, which is good because I want them all in ALS. Brilliant. Okay, so that was the first thing to do. The second thing to do, and you can do this in lots of different ways. But we can now let's. I don't know what to do. Oh, yeah. Let's change the animation graph. It doesn't really matter which way around you do this, but so the ALS animation graph is here. We want to access the character skills animation graph, or some of it, for our skills. So if you're familiar with ALS, you'll know how this works. If you're not, then I suggest you get familiar with ALS4 if you're going to use it, because it will help you no end. Just spend some time looking through all this and everything, it'll be a complete nightmare to begin with, but after a while it'll all start making sense. Either which way around, we need to break into it, and we're going to break it, because this is a new project, I'm going to break into it just here. This may well all be different if you've been using ALS in your own project, but in the fresh ALS, I'm just going to break it at the end. Now you can just put whatever you want in between these two, because basically this is the end of the ALS Anim graph, and the next thing it's going to do is to output the pose. But really the best way to do this is to get into the habit of caching. So what we want is a new cached pose. And what we're going to basically do is we're going to say, well, I'm going to make a copy of it right here. So I don't know, ALS cached pose, I suppose that's original. So now we've got this. So basically we're outputting, instead of outputting to the output pose, we're outputting to a cached pose, which we can use for other stuff. Now we need the linked Anim graph, which is just right click. I suppose I should tell you what I'm doing here. Right click, linked Anim graph. There we go. And the Anim graph we want will now show up in this list because we changed it to ALS. And the one we want is this one, Anim CS, not these other ones, that one, just there. And from that, we just want the skills. So there was this really well designed this. So you'll always find this slots, but some people do it better than others. And I know this one's really good. So in here, you've got all these different groups and stuff like that, but what we actually want is skills. This will have a tag normally, so it identifies it, and I don't know what that tag is, but in character skills, in its well, I don't know where. Oh, there we go. This will have a tag. So if we look in here, well, straight in, there it is. Oh, easy. CS. Actually, while we're in here, so this is how the real character skills is done, and it also uses the same linked graph. So we're doing it the same way. We're not exposing anything else, so literally we've just got that in a tag. Brilliant. So let's get rid of this one so we don't get confused. So in R1, we really need to put that tag in there, CS. Whoops, CS. So tag CS. And there we go. So slot skills. Right. So then basically, we're going to use this cache pose. So ALS cached. So use ALS cache pose. There we go. So we right click and we choose that. We pop that in there. And then, yeah, again, if we're doing this properly, we should really do new cached pose here. Oops. And this one should be the CS cached pose. If I'm going too quick, you can always pause this video and whatever, but we'll be here all afternoon or whenever you're watching it, all evening if I don't speed up. So I'm just trying to do it as quick as possible. But let's just pause for a second. So we've cached the pose at the end of ALS. As I say, yours might be different, but whichever way you're doing it, we cache the pose where we need it. We're going to use that cache pose into the linked Anim graph using the slot called skills into another cache pose. So I'll let you work out what's going on here. Yeah, you're right. We need to use that cache pose in there. And the reason I've done it is because, as I say, if you're building a real game project, whatever you're doing, you will have quite a lot, and you're using ALS, you will have probably quite a lot of stuff in here. And you'll probably want to put a little comment box around this and colour it and do whatever you like. But for now, we'll leave it like that. So cached in there, through that, bang, we've got the link that we needed. Compile that up. Make sure that still works. And the important thing now is if we go to character skills, where we were just now, and we go to character there, animations, just make sure we can open these. Yep, that's all good. No, and compile, no errors. That's good. The other one doesn't matter, we're not using it, but it's a good clue that the link in here is working if we just, yeah, that's all good. So we're all happy. So I'm not sure if we need this anymore or not. Don't think we do. So let's close it. Okay, so save all. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is, I suppose I can run it. It's always good to run whenever you do anything like that, and just press escape. And as you can see, we've got millions of errors in here. But this is because I'm guessing character. Oh, yeah, of course. So this character that we're running, it doesn't know anything about this yet, does it? So of course we're going to get these errors. So let's fix that. So what I normally do, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but in blueprints in ALS 4, I would normally make a duplicate of the Anim man. My character ALS. Let's say that. And I'm going to pop him in here. Because this fella, now we don't want, we want to disable him, we want to enable him. The other thing that I'm going to do is in world settings, I'm going to set that to none on the Go mode override, because I'm going to set it up in here properly in maps and modes. I am going to change that to the ALS game mode, so we get no problems with links and references. And this is now my character, so that's all set correctly. Save all. So now when we run it, my character will work and the other fella will be going, what are you looking at? Hang on a minute, this was my level. You've stolen it from me. Still got lots of errors, don't worry. We'll fix that now. So in here, and in the base character, because ALS has a base character, and again, I could spend a lot of time explaining to you what all these do, but basically we've got a base character which does all the base functions, and we've got the real character which does all the character stuff. So I'm going to choose to do most of my the integration stuff within the base character. So we need the missing component, which of course is character skills. Won't work without that. And we need to see what else the other player's got, I guess. I don't think it... I had a quick look through this, but where the hell is... be in blueprints on it. Oh, there we go. So this is a single, so we've got the base character and the real character. This only uses one character, but it doesn't matter, we'll get there. Character skills, oh yeah. And there's nothing in it. Is there any, yes, there's an interface. So there's an interface called character skills and there's a character skills. Right, so let's just make sure ours is the same. So we're doing it in base character. And we need class settings, we need to add in that character skills interface. And we also need to change these two characters Anim graphs. So mesh should be blank. No, it always is in base. But character skills should not use this anymore. It should use the ALS Anim BP. Compile that one. Then go to your real character. So we're in that one, as soon as we want to know what we're doing. And now we've gone to the real one, which is the Anim. And let's just check that mesh, so that shouldn't have an Anim graph. And this is inherited, so automatically it should have the correct one. Save. Compile, save all. And we compile, lovely. Now you'll notice that it's good he's standing like that. Let's just check that. Yes, now we've got no errors. Right, let me explain. You've got to get this bit right, otherwise it won't work, but it's really simple. So there's a couple of things here. One is the character skills player is only one player, but that doesn't matter. It's fine, it's just a single character. But ALS4 uses the base character for the base things, and it uses the Anim character for the character things. So that's the way I like to think of it. Anything that you're doing base-wise, like movement, things like that, I put in base, where it should be. And anything you're doing character-wise, like weapons and fighting and stuff, I always put in the character, because you can have multiple characters that work in different ways, all based off of the base character. So we do need to make sure that errors that we had to begin with were because it couldn't see the character skills. It was easy to understand, wasn't it? Because in the output log, message log, which is now cleared because we got rid of the errors, great, it said that it had a null reference to the character skills, and I didn't look where that was, but it will probably be somewhere in the character movement stuff that it needs to reference back to character skills. So you need to get that right, because so this is a parent. This is a parent class, the base is a parent class. So that's why I chose to put character skills in the base. Make sure we set up the interface, and then we do the character skills needs the Anim graph. The mesh doesn't have it at all because the character skills handles it. And in the base character, we had it never has anything in there anyway, because that doesn't do any of the animation, and the character skills it is. So you just need to make sure that's right, okay? And rewind the video, play it again if you want to make sure you get that spot on. But if you do get it spot on, you will end up with a character like this, and he's like that because this character doesn't know anything about his Anim graph yet, because in mesh we haven't got one. The reason this guy is okay is because he's just using the base one, and the base one knows about the animation graph. I've either made this really clear or really confusing. I'm sorry if I made it confusing, but it's actually really straightforward. The key thing is, once you've got that right, we've now got an Anim that works. And what I like to do is just make sure that we haven't broken anything. We shouldn't have done really, because we've still got the graph there. It wouldn't move at all if we'd messed it up. But mantling's always a good thing to check that it works. And then if we escape from there, no errors. Brilliant. Right. Once you got to this point, we're sailing. Okay, so I'm glad we opened this, because we need to start copying some stuff out, don't we? Movement, which is in here. So event graph in the original character skills player. Movement input. Let's start with that. And it's the same when you integrate any of these different products together. Really, it's just like, you know, you choose the bits that you want and you move them into your, you've got to decide what you want to be a base project. So ALS is my base, and then we're taking the bits out of character skills that we need to make our character work like the character skills character with all the ALS built in. Okay, so we'll copy that and put it into, this is where you've got to decide, base, because that's where the movement is. So I'm pretty sure, player input graph. So player input graph in the ALS base character. And we're looking for movement. There we go, perfect. So, I always like to paste these things in a bit of space so they don't get muddled up. So let's just grab this. This is the ALS movement. This is the character skills movement. What have we got? We've got a movement event. So first thing we don't want is this. So forward at the top, right at the bottom, right, forward at the top, so same way around. So we delete these because these are the CS ones and we don't want them. So I'm just going to Control X, Control V, and I'm going to join these back up. It's that simple. Because in ALS, the movement input is literally just movement input. And this obviously does more, but we'll come to that in a minute. Control X, Control V. If you had a project where you might, you do more things, then literally again, it's just where does this stuff plug into whatever your movement system's doing. In ALS, we're not really doing anything, so I'll just go with this. Because at the end of the day, it does the same thing. The only thing that we've got to do is these are the character skills functions, which we could recreate, but we don't need to do it because ALS has got some. And if you know ALS at all, you'll know this bit like the back of your hand. So get move forward in ALS is get move forward backwards. So make sure you get this in the right place. So move forward down there. So if we delete this, there it is. So we'll pop that down there. Then we'll pop this, need a bit more room. Give that up there like that. We'll pop that in there. This one goes into that one. So get move right. And ALS has something called get move right left. So we can plug that in there and get rid of that one. There you go. That was easy. Okay. So now we've replaced that. Good. And if we now, I always like to run as often as possible, because then if you get any errors, you can fix them without you doing loads and then trying to work out where the errors have come from. So he still moves and no errors. Good. Next. Right, let's whiz through this. Mouse input looks a bit more complicated, but I'm sure it will be fine. Control C, base character. And what you probably want to do here is, so this is the, it's up to you, but what I'll generally do is like put in here ALS, old. You can delete it altogether if you want to, but if you ever wanted to go back, you know that's where you started from. That's the original ALS stuff. Up to you if you want to do that or not. So there's the movement input. Let's get rid of that out of the way a minute. And let's give us some space. Right, mouse. Here's mouse, which is called camera input in ALS. It doesn't matter. So same thing again. Right, yes, it's the other way up. So down's down here and right is right. So just be careful. So look up and down is actually look up. So if we delete that one, we want look up and down. So we want that, that, and that. Control X, Control V. Let's make that a bit bigger. And we can pop that in. Oh dear. Pop that in there. That's all good. And let's neaten this up a little bit. That needs to go in there. And now turn is right. So we can delete that. We can copy that. Bump, bump. Control X. Control V. Okay. And then, whoops. And then, whoa. More haste. less speed. I am trying to do this quickly because just so it doesn't go on forever. Right, there we go. So then this one's the other one again. So you change the comment, do what you like. Well, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but just tells me that experience tells me that it's easier to, you know what you're doing today, but in a few months' time you'll have forgotten exactly what you're doing. So the other thing to do, of course, is choose a colour for your CS stuff. And anything that you've moved into ALS from CS, I recommend you make a different colour as well. So just so you know that if it's in this colour, it means it came from character skills. If it's in pink, it came from your own whatever. And if it's grey, it was always there from ALS. And blue means it's ALS stuff that we've changed. Up to you whether you do it or not, but it's I think it's good practice. It's complaining that we don't have... Oh, because I haven't done this. Right. So again, we don't know anything about these functions, but didn't mean to do that. Sorry. We just pull these out. So we get look up and get turn. Okay, so get look up down and get turn. I think actually we saw it, didn't we? Get look up. It was there. Left, right. So get look. Make sure you get these in the right places. Y. So that's Y. And then get turn. Of course, we turn on the Z axis. We know that. So and that goes in there. If you get it wrong, it will just work the wrong way around. So look down, right. Yeah. Happy with that. Right now we've got move forward and move right. Let's get rid of these out of the way so we can see what we're doing. So forward, so get move forward, so get move forward. There we go. That one goes in there. That goes in there. We'll get rid of that one. And then we want get move right. Was it? Oh, there it is. Right, left. And that one goes in there. Easy. Now it should compile. Good. File, save all. We'll go back to the demo level and make sure that we can also look around still. That's the result, and it actually works in the right way, so I must have got them the right way. Well, actually, they're only the rates, so anyway, I did get them the right way. I'm confident. Errors? No. Good. Right, okay, well, what's next? What else do we need out of here? Don't think... lean for run. Not sure we need that, because running is ALS, I think. Oh, well, we'll work it out if we do. Left control, fly down, telekinesis, and we'll definitely need this. So let's grab that, because that does something that we haven't got. Basic gain, where are we going to put it? Doesn't matter. Let's just check that that compiles. Huh. That was lucky. Didn't need to change that. That's good. Jump. Right. Oh, crikey. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So this might be a problem because in ALS, jump does mantling. Jump, mantle. Right. Okay. Ah, but actually, no, we'll be right because it mantle checks. So if it can't, right, okay. So this is where you need to, might need to work out what you're doing here. I'm not going to do it for today. You can do that yourself. But basically, ALS is saying, if I can mantle, I'll mantle. If I can't, I'll jump. Unless I'm crouched, in which I'll uncrouch. what you should really do here is probably, and we'll test this actually, it'll be interesting, but if we're using skills, we probably don't want to allow mantling, so we probably want to put some logic in here that says don't do any mantling if we're using skills, but we'll leave it, see what happens. So input jump goes release to here, press to there, so basically we're replicating this. So we don't want to use the jump because we want to use this jump. And now, and likewise we don't want to use, actually is that right? Oh yeah, because crouch just uncrouches, doesn't do anything, it's fine. So if you're crouched and you press jump, you uncrouch, you press jump again, because then you're uncrouched so you'll jump, that's fine. So stop jumping, which is the released, plugs in here, probably, because that's where it was before. That would make sense. We release, yes, stop jump, yeah, I'm happy with that. Does it compile? I suppose technically speaking we should make this orange, and we can compile it. Yay, good, right. I suppose we should check we can still jump, shouldn't we? Yeah, because we're not doing any skills, so we're just jumping as normal. And jump's a standard functioning, that's fine, all good. Right. Right, okay, cool. I think we're about there then. So, right, so where are we? So we've got all the movement that we needed, so now we just need the skills. And the great thing about character skills is that it has a separate graph called skills control with all the skills in. So we really just need to do the same for all these different skills. But as we've got a reference to character skills, well, we'll see. I don't think it's going to be as bad as it looks. So skills control. So back here, no, right now, this is where I'm not going to do it in here because I'm going to put all my skills. To me, the skills are like weapons, so I'm actually going to put them in my character itself. So I'm going to make a graph in here called, what was it called? It doesn't matter, you can call it what you like, but skills control, I think is what it was called. So now what I recommend we do is okay, let's just copy one, because otherwise it could get in a mess. What should we do? Telekinesis. Oh, telekinesis. Oh, it's got to be that one, isn't it? Because that's cool. Right, so if we Control C that, and we'll pop it into our skills control here, and we'll fix any errors we've got. Oh, we haven't got any errors, so that's good. So right mouse click does that, middle button does something else. Changes like whatever. G is C. Oh, we're using C and ALS. That's the, it doesn't. Oh, right. So you want to make sure these are set up to not interfere with ALS. Where are we? Input. But for now, if it does, it does. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Right. Cool. This should work then. So should we try it? So we write. Oh, we haven't got anything to interact with, but we didn't get any errors, so that's good. We need something to interact with, which we need to build, or let's just nick it from, right, in character skills, you've got blueprints, oh, where is it? Oh, maps, demo map, blueprints, items, oh yeah, well, whatever. We're only practicing, aren't we? So let's just grab this because we know this works. So, all being equal, I should now be able to, yeah, there you go. Ta-da! And C will swap the camera, but it will also release the ball. I said it was fun. Oh well, that actually worked better than I thought. There you go, you see? So, that's brilliant because we can pick it up. Oh, I'm just being silly here. All right, that's silliness. Right, you can play with that to your heart's content. So that's really good. So we've used the linked Anim graph to use the skill when we needed it to, and then when we didn't, we were in ALS. And hopefully escape, no errors. Brilliant. So that's basically it. So what we've got to do now is take all of these and just literally pop them in here. Now, well, we're reserve judgment. Let's see how lucky we are. Oh, I can see it's all gone red already, so yeah, lots of errors. Okay, not a problem. We'll work through them. Oh god. Okay, right. Magic shoot. We definitely want to do that, don't we? What? Oh, melee. Oh, right. Okay. So if you've got character skills recently or updated it, there's a video about how to add a melee weapon. But if you've downloaded it recently, that's now built in. So we don't have melee. Oh well, we'll just add it. So melee attack is a weapon, so I want that in my proper character. So yeah, we'll just add the melee. And I didn't notice there was another interface, so because when we looked there was only the one. So I think all that we need to do is add this blueprint in here, which will now be referenced. Boom, there we go. What else have we got? Crawls out of water and picks up an item. I have no idea what this does at all. But it call on use button. Call on use. Oh, we don't got. So press E, try and crawl out of the water. Oh, let's just bypass that. I don't know if you press a button to get out of the water. I've not even played with that. Let's see if that. Yeah, fine. I've bypassed it. Who knows what will happen if you go swimming? You might have to work on this, but anyway. Tutorial change. It must be something to do with the tutorial. I'm going to delete that altogether. A variable that we haven't got. Inject account. What does this do? If it's not equal to 0, oh, you can inject yourself. Oh, oh, I know what that is. Yeah, that's quite cool. So we'll recreate that, and we'll compile it, and we will doesn't equal 0. So make it 1 then. And so I'm guessing, and I haven't looked, that this is how many times you can use the injector, and you probably need to reduce that down, or unless it does it itself or something. But anyway, that's for another day. Hide melee. Oh, right, we haven't got this function. Let's leave that for a minute. Let's see what else we can fix easily. Custom. Right, I've played with. But this is a custom skill, which is a really, really cool feature. But if it's a custom skill that's not working, I'm going to delete it because we don't need that. Well, we've got another custom skill here, but this is working. What is this then? 5, press 5, and you, if you're not falling, you use a skill called kick. Oh, didn't even know that's interesting. I will remember that. So if we press 5, something happens. Well, we'll test that in a bit. 1, so this is the melee equip, and we've got Anim BP, right, we'll fix that in a minute. And this is to throw a grenade. Presume that works. Who knows? But really, at this stage, yeah, right, so if you've played the demo, you'll notice that there's things like you get to a certain point and you get this skill. So there's, in your real game, you'll want to pick these skills up or get these skills and do some other animations and stuff like that. So there's loads more logic that you need to put in here to use it really, but we're basically, by doing this, is giving us everything and we're just testing it. So I think we're good to go apart from this melee stuff. So really we need this function, hide melee weapon. Okay, let's have a look, see how complicated this is. Let's just grab its name because we want to replicate it. Oh, pretty straightforward. Okay, so we've got a weapon mesh. Right, okay, which will be the bat, which he hasn't got. What is that? Oh, what is it? can't be visible. Oh, no, of course, he starts without it, and then, right, okay, sorry, being stupid. He starts without the bat, doesn't he? And then it's just a visibility thing on this static mesh. Okay, let's recreate that then. So we didn't want to copy that function quite yet. We first of all want to copy this and copy it exactly so that it's, in fact, well, that's bad practice really. You can just copy it and it'll probably work, but, oh, where did that go? It's mesh. I like to make them, I don't think it's that difficult. So melee weapon mesh, bat. Right, okay, so guitar viewport. What's it called? Bat. That one? Yeah. It's got a socket, I'm guessing, and right. Okay, because that's why it's down there at its feet. So, and right. Oh, that's better. And not in the. Oh. You can move this around. That don't look right, does it? Right. You can play with this to your heart's content. I should say. Something like that. Maybe. I don't know if I didn't. Oh, whatever. If it doesn't look right, you can play with it. We'll compile that up. That's disappeared. Why did it disappear? Interesting. We want it to disappear, but that's probably because we've got these errors. Yeah. So it doesn't want to be visible, so we'll leave it like that. The only other thing to do is just check its collisions. Generate overlap events unticked, and it has no collision, so it must be handling its logic in code. So we need to take that out and change that to no collision. So no collision unticked, lovely. Compile, but it won't at the moment. Right, so now we can go back to that function. And we can copy that. And we can make a new function. And we'll call it the same. There we go. Now, what did it have in it? It has an input called hide. It's a Boolean. Okay, let's copy that. And we'll go in here and we'll make a Boolean called hide. It won't let us do it because, yeah, let's delete these. Just looking at the wrong, it's all mixed up. Hide. There we go. Good. So now we can paste that in, join that up there. Good. And hide goes to not, does it? I don't know, can't remember. No. Yes, so hide goes to not. Yeah. So that wants to go to there. It's basically hiding and unhiding the weapon. That's all this is doing. And make sure that we've got that. We have. Make sure we've got melee. We have. That's good. So now back in here, we should literally be able to put that in here, and that should work. I think that one was hide. We'll check in a minute. It would make sense. And that would be unhide. Is that right? Hide, unhide. Hide, unhide. Cool. Compile. 2 left, Anim BPs. Right, these could be the most difficult ones then. Anim BP, we haven't got base movement is character skills, character mannequin. Okay. The wood. Okay. So what is that then? Anim BP is using. Oh right. Oh okay. Okay. So basically, I don't really know. Quick weapon, base animation, but we're not using. Right. Okay. So we're using ALS as a base animation. We're not using that. Would we need to put it in or not? I don't think so, because while we're using the bat, we're using character skills. When we're not using the bat, we're not, which is the cool thing about the linked graph. So we don't need to go back to the wrong movement system, is basically what I'm saying. So I don't actually think we need any of this. It got it compiled. I mean, look on the bright side. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so now if I press 1, I should get a bat. I don't. Oh, because 1 error. Okay. Oh, okay. Lots of errors. Maybe we did need that. Like I said at the beginning, if I get this wrong, I need to fix it. First thing I'm going to do is the 1 and the 2 are set for this. Oh, let's just delete infinite. Right, so 1 and 2 are set for the different rotation modes in ALS. If you want to retain them, then the easiest thing to do is change that from a 1 to something else. But I don't ever use those anyway, like that. So I'm not worried. Right, do we get a bat now? Oh, hang on. Didn't mean to do that. We don't get a bat. Why aren't we getting a bat? Okay, right. What is the error telling us? It's telling us that access none, trying to get character skills in BP melee. So the blueprint melee is doing the condition. So the blueprint melee knows nothing about character skills. Oh, of course it won't, because we just added it in here and it doesn't have an interface, so therefore there must be a set. So the key, so if we go to find references, these are all gets, there's no set. So I'm guessing in here, if we go to melee and we do find references, there's a set, except there's not. Okay. Melee set. How does that get set then? Hide weapon, skills control. It's interesting. How does that get set? If there's no set. Right. I'll pause the video if this is going to take too long for me to fix, but let's just have a little think. There must be a set. Let's just check everything. Get. No get. Unless I've missed it somewhere. Unless it goes, the other way of doing this, of course, is in here. Oh, hang on. Set melee reference. Ah. All right. Okay. Right. Okay. Fine. Oh, because it's set in a reference. Oh, okay. Fine. Set in a reference. Okay. So the clue was there. Look, set melee reference is set in a reference, not set in the variable. Fine. That's good. So where does this live then? Set melee reference is fine, but where does that get called from? So what we need to now do is set ref. All right. So it's a collapsed graph. Cool. So it's in the event graph. Okay, let's get rid of that. We're in the event graph, so it's going to be in begin play, isn't it? Yes. Be here somewhere. Add the HUD. Set melee reference. Boom. There we go. Sorry about that. Schoolboy error. I missed that. Shouldn't have taken that long to figure out. Right. So if we copy that into ours. Yes, it should go in because melee we need to set it up. So it needs to go in here. So we'll control V that. Get rid of that. Good. Let's just see if anything's wrong. No. See if it compiles. It does. Good. So we just need right click, event, begin play, and then we mustn't forget to reference the parent. Because obviously up here we've got a parent class, and we'd have even more errors if we miss that out. But right, so this should now set the reference to the melee, to that, and compiles. Yeah, sorry about that. That shouldn't have taken me as long to figure that out. And now, yay, we have a bat. Actually, that's not too bad in the hand, is it? Okay. I like it. I haven't done this one. Okay, cool. That's cool. And we should have the rest of it now because it's all compiled and saved. So what was that other one? 5. Yeah. I can't remember the keys. F was fly, I think. So there we go. How cool's that? What else can we do? 3 is that huge jump. That's fun. I guess we should check that we can. Oh, and fast run is now using character skills fast run. Look, because you can tell it's different. So this is a good test then. So I should be able to go back into mantling. I can. So ALS is working fine. What else can you do? I can't remember the keys. Right, no errors. Brilliant. So we need to go into skills control. Let's have a look. What else we got? We did that one. Telekinesis we've already played with. Jump was 3. Dash V. No idea what that does. Where's the magic? Oh, teleportation. X and T. Or X is ragdoll in ALS, so that's no good. Let's do H and H. I don't think H. Oh well, whatever. We'll try. So again, this is where you need to figure out your keys. So H and J. There we go. H and J. I'll compile that up. Right. Oh, I just want to do that. I need to change that from the camera key. Right, H and J. So H, choose where you want to go. J, oh, I think you have to press it. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Oh, cool. Oh, I released it too early. Yay. Very cool. Right. Okay, and then we need we need magic, don't we? Of course we do. Here we go. Hang on. Magic is Q. Well, that will never work, will it? Because ALS uses Q for this. Okay, HJK. I'll just carry on down the alphabet. So K. K will activate it. What does this do then? Oh, changes the thingy, but mouse up and that won't work. On my, I don't think what works on mine. Let's just try. I've had trouble with this before. So K will give me the magic. Excellent. That's cool. But the mouse wheel doesn't work. I'm just gonna make a mapping in here called select magic, and I'm going to put that on the mouse axis. And where am I? In here. All right, I'm going to cheat here. Obviously you need to sort this out properly, but for the sake of time, I'm going to do something. Oh, what did I do there? What did I call it? Oh, there. Right. I'm just going to bang that in there. You'll want to do that a bit better. Better, that'll do for now. Right, so now we're in here. It's because it's on right button, right mouse click. Right, so K. Now the mouse wheel should, yes, that's better. Is that ice? Electric. Flame. Oh, let's go and be childish, shall we? Yeah. Too much fun this is. And obviously you want to put some crosshairs probably if you want to, and lots more stuff really, because you don't want to be able to aim necessarily. I don't think, maybe you do, maybe you like it that way. But yeah, there's loads more logic to add in here. So you know, if you've got a weapon in your hand, then you want to aim with crosshairs. If you haven't, if you want to use the magic without crosshairs, that's up to you. So you'd need to put all that logic in there. But yeah, I think that's about it. That's very cool. So let's just I mean, we could go on forever, but I'm going to stop now. But so if I get the magic, I won't be able to mantle, so this is where you need to put a check in. Yeah, it's going to look silly, but if I turn the magic off, I can just, yeah, there's a delay, so you need to make sure the magic's finished and then mantle again. So, you know, there's a bit more work to do in here, just to make sure that the blending's working properly, but you can do all that in the logic. So there you go. But anyway, if that was a real quick way of integrating Advanced Locomotion System 4 with character skills, and it was good fun doing that from scratch. We didn't really get into too many problems, and I didn't actually pause this video. This is straight, I won't cut it at all. I just got stuck on that melee, which was a bit of a schoolboy mistake really. Hadn't been set up properly, had it, so it was either going to be a variable or a reference, whatever. Should have got that a bit quicker, but never mind. Apart from that, I think we did all right. Okay, well, thanks ever much for watching. I am working on a project myself. If you really liked it and you'd like to subscribe, then that would be amazing. Thank you very much indeed. If not, well, I hope I've helped someone, or if not, just entertained someone in trying to make this all work, because it's quite a fun thing to add into any project, and very straightforward. I mean, it doesn't matter what you've got really. That's the key to it. Link the Anim Graph up, copy the bits you need, sort out any errors, and have some fun. Okay, everyone, thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you again sometime. Thank you. Bye.